So what is the difference between a Seinfeld email sequence and a soap opera email sequence? In today's video, I'm going to go over what the differences between these two types of email sequences are and why you should be using both of them in your business's email marketing strategy. So let's get started. If we're just meeting, my name is Alina Amir and I am the Chief Copywriter at the Azad Agency, where we help businesses show up and grow online through powerful content and copy that converts. We specialize in sales funnels, email marketing, website content, and content for authority like blogs and social media captions. So if you're interested in any of those services, you can always click in the link in the description to check those out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. First off, I'd like to just say that both of these email sequences, soap opera email sequences and Seinfeld email sequences, both of these were created by Russell Brunson, the author of .com Secrets and the founder of ClickFunnels. So all credit goes to him. I'm just here to share the information, spread it so that you can also use it in your business if you haven't heard of these before. Now, a soap opera email sequence is more of an indoctrination sequence. So when someone first joins your list, you want to email them right away so that they feel welcome and so that they feel primed to continue to open your emails every time you send them. The soap opera email sequence is a sequence of 5 emails that are designed to keep people wanting to open up your next email. The title, soap opera, kind of reminds you of the idea that soap operas gained a lot of popularity because each one ended on a cliffhanger, left the viewer wanting more, and that kind of created that cult community where people constantly wanted to tune in for the next episode. That's the type of feeling that you want to create with your 5 email sequence when someone first signs up for your newsletter. To really understand how each of these emails needs to be crafted, I definitely recommend you check out Russell Brunson's book, .com Secrets, which I will link in the description below. But just for a quick overview, here are the 5 types of emails and the order you need to send them in order to create a soap opera email sequence. The first email is the set the stage email. This is where you give a little bit of background into what it is that you do, remind the reader how grateful you are that they signed up for your email sequence, and kind of set the stage for the story you want to tell that'll engage the reader and make them want to come back. A great way to do this is to present a secret. For example, if I wanted to with my email sequence, what I could do is say that after 3 years of working as a copywriter, here is the #1 secret that I learned that produces high converting copy every single time. Tune in for tomorrow's email to learn what the secret is. Now, when I do that, that makes the reader curious, makes them want to look forward to the next email, and then when they send the next email the following day, they're more likely to want to click it open because they already know what could potentially be inside. Hence, setting the stage. The second email is your high drama email. This is where you're building that suspense and continuing to get people interested in your story, and this is where you dive in a little deeper with the details. So in the first email, if you just introduced yourself and said, hello, welcome to my copywriting newsletter, for example. In the second email, you can give a little bit more, as in, what did you struggle with when you first got started that the reader could potentially relate to? In my case, what I could do is say, after 3 years of struggling to figure out what kind of copy converts and what to do to write great copy every time, I realized that by doing this one thing each and every time, I would be able to create better emails or better copy or whatever it is. You don't necessarily have to give the secret in this email, but you do need to give the readers some sort of way to get it, just because you don't want to be known as the person that never gets to the point. For example, if you don't want to say what the secret is in that email because you want to continue to engage with the reader, you could say the secret is linked in a blog post on my website. Click here to read what it is. Anything like that will work. It can also be super simple, like a postscript or a PS. The third email is the epiphany email. Now you've gotten the ball rolling, people are interested in your story, they know that you know what you're talking about, how you got started, but now they want to know what your turning point was. So if we continue with my example, if I want to say that I struggled for 3 years as a copywriter and didn't know what to really do until I discovered this one sequence, I can really highlight that moment where I figured it out. For example, it wasn't until that I was writing that sales page for one of my favorite clients that they requested that I include their brand story, and that changed the game for my copy. I'm just making this up, but it can be anything. It depends on what your business is. And that is one way to get the reader really incentivized, because now they know that you know what you're talking about, you're true to your word, and you're sharing the information that they came to get. You can also take it a step further by also showing that you've created something that the reader can benefit from through this epiphany that you've had. For example, what I can say is I create done-for-you copywriting services to be able to serve more and more business owners at a high level through high converting copy because of what I've learned after 3 years of struggling as a copywriter. See how that works? That's how you tie it into your offer so that people are now engaged with not only you, but your business as well. The next email can talk more and more about the services that you offer and the hidden benefits of why working with you is the superior choice. For example, you can highlight what it is that you do that other people in your industry don't. For example, what I can do is say that as a copywriter, most people expect me to just give them copy based on a template. But instead, by coming to me for copywriting, I'll create individualized custom copy based on your business's specific needs, ideal client avatar, what have you. And that's what keeps me standing apart from the other copywriters online. Again, these are just examples, and for every business it'll be different, but you just need to highlight what it is about what you offer that sets you apart. Another term for this in the industry is the unique selling proposition, or USP, which is essentially why your product or service or course is different than the rest of the people doing that in your niche. Now we're on to the 5th email of your soap opera email sequence. This is the call to action email. In this email, you'll invite the reader to invest in your course or service or potentially sign up for a free discovery call and really just give them a final send-off before they join your regular newsletter or weekly email. Again, this is not the last email that they're getting from you, it's just the last email in the soap opera email sequence welcoming them to your community. And if they don't buy from you in this email, don't worry, you will have infinite opportunities to get them to invest with you, because as you keep emailing them and warming them up, they'll become more and more inclined to not only open your email sequences, but also trust you as an authority in your industry. Now that you've used the soap opera email sequence to really invite your reader in and get them to understand more about your world, you can now dive into Seinfeld email sequences. Now, if you haven't watched Seinfeld, it's notoriously known as a show about nothing. And if you haven't watched it, you really should, because it's a great show. Anyway, Seinfeld is known for just having really normal day-to-day situations as part of the show and extracting the humor and lessons from each of those moments. Instead of having this really big drama or this really big storyline that's really intricate, it's just about the mundane and how that can relate back to you. Similarly, a Seinfeld email sequence is about making the most out of tiny moments that you have during your day and sharing them with your audience so that you can build more of a connection while keeping that email list active. There are 3 types of Seinfeld emails. The first one is an episode type of email. All this means is that you share something about what happened to you that day and how that may relate to you or your business or anything like that. The goal of these emails is not to just shove value or content down someone's throat, but to actually share. See, that's an episode. Sorry about that, but that is an episode. So, great example. Essentially, it's about sharing about something that happened to you that day and how it can relate back. For example, say you are walking your dog and you pass by this really great sign and you want to talk about how that sign reminded you of how you sell signs about how you should start your business, and you can incorporate that into an email. That would be an episode style. The second style is an epiphany style. What this means is like an aha moment or a light bulb moment that you had and how that had a result on your business. And this is another way for you to really share more about the behind the scenes of what you do to relate more to your ideal client, while also just opening up that line of communication. People relate to people, and the entire idea behind all of these emails is to really make the most out of that connection so people really resonate with you. The third type of email is more of the educational style. This is your FAQs, your how-tos, maybe a checklist. It doesn't need to be super long, but just a really quick takeaway that people can get from you based on something, again, that happened to you that day, or just a thought that you had passing. For example, you can say, I was thinking about when I first started my business, and here are 3 things that I wish I knew before taking the plunge, and just you list them out. The basic idea behind all of these emails is to limit the complexity. We live in a value-based social media marketing world where the more value you give people, the better off you are in terms of business. However, sometimes people just want to feel connected to, or they want to feel entertained. These emails are a really great, simple way to continue to give your readers that type of connection without having to constantly give them 1,000 words of value or content on a daily basis. These emails don't need to be long, they can be short and sweet to the point, but you can also incorporate fun elements if you'd like to. For example, you can include a video talking about what happened to your day, Instagram story style, super unedited, raw, whatever you want. Or you can incorporate GIFs or photos, screenshots, whatever you want. Again, the idea is to just make it doable. A great part of email marketing is that you get out of it what you put into it. So if you can do daily Seinfeld emails, that's really great. If you're not there yet in your business and you do it 1 to 3 times a week, as long as you're consistent, these will actually get you really great results because people will first of all rely on you to be in their inbox and look forward to it. And they'll also know that they have a really great chance of being entertained when they open your email because you're not just constantly trying to sell to them. The point of these emails is not necessarily to just hone in on your offer every single time and get them to click the buy button, but to make them want to work with you because they just really look forward to hearing from you. So I hope this helped and gave you more clarity on the difference between the soap opera email sequence and the Seinfeld email sequence. Again, both of these can be attributed to Russell Brunson. He really dives deep in the book .com Secrets, which I've linked below, which you can check out. I highly recommend it. It's a really great book on understanding online marketing. And I hope that if you have any questions on copywriting or email sequences or the other, comment below, or you can just contact me on TikTok or Instagram at Azad Agency. I post there daily about tips and tricks for copywriting and some behind the scenes of my own copywriting business. So I look forward to hearing from you soon, and until the next video, bye!